Right, good evening folks. As you can see, this is the display plastic Meccano Ferris wheel shop display model that you may have seen in the previous video. Just to recap, originally fitted with it was either stainless or chromium plated steel axle all the way through, which was, as far as I can tell, permanently connected to a 240 volt motor that ran round nice and slow, got plenty of torque. But of course, you may have read that I want to drive this by steam. Now to do that I've had to remove the motor and the shaft, because I can't get the shaft off the motor, can't fit Meccano parts to the original shaft. And if you haven't seen the pictures, there are pictures around, I'll show you a bit of a close-up in a minute. We now have a shaft made up of essentially Meccano axles and Meccano collars that are very near fit to the holes, some of which you can see in the middle white section of the Ferris wheel. The idea being to drive it off a small dynamo, off a Mammoth Showman special traction engine, via a small DC motor, some reduction gearing and reduction pulleys, and much like the 8257 kit Ferris wheel, but of course that was already set up with this 3 volt motor, so we've tried to not quite replicate that, but a similar setup. Now this is a bit wonky folks because it's handheld, but the essential setup, you can see a 3-stroke 6 volt motor, and for this test purpose it will be using 2 AA batteries which aren't fresh, and as you can see there, it's driving a worm gear onto a 57 tooth spur gear, and across the back there's a 1/2 inch pulley up to this 2-inch pulley. The main difficulty I've had is finding a decent drive band, which I think I've got one there with that one on there. As it stands at the moment, I may reduce some of this boxing in, because it looks like it's not needed. Well, to be honest, I know it's not needed at this moment in time. The gears are only lubricated with light oil, as are the pivots on this axle. And the new shaft, if you like, you see there, and it's pretty much the same on the other side, but it's secured with a couple of angle brackets, because it wasn't quite as tight a fit as the original shaft. Is lubricated with just furniture polish, because as you can just see there, it's got furniture polish on it. That is a spacer for the sprockets in the Army multi-kits, and there's several of those pivoting. There's no lubrication inside those as yet, and I've also put the furniture polish on the chair pivots here. They were quite squeaky, and that's quietened them down nicely. Now I can't get absolutely all the Ferris wheel in, but we'll do our best and show you it working. So there is the battery box, Maplin's battery box, and slightly run down, if not more, Maplin's batteries as far as I can recall. Just hope this stays on. It's a bit of a pain, that is, as you can see. It likes to fly off. So we'll put it on there, and hopefully, if we keep it still, it should stay. It's only just on. We'll see how we get on. We've got the other end here. We've got the switch already on. Once it gets going, we're alright. And with careful adjustment of the gears, you can hear now it's fairly quiet. I have got some light grease I shall use, but initial tests, it was a hell of a racket. Basically on the angled girders that I had across here originally, there wasn't enough adjustment, and the gears were just too tight together. I've replaced the angled girders with little angled brackets and adjusted to suit. And I've also, to make sure where I need to, which is the spur gear, the worm gear and the pulley at that end, they're all fitted with a grub screw each side to help centralise the gears on the axle. As you can see, it's driving quite well, very quiet. And as these are not fresh batteries, as far as I can recall, and the battery in my multimeter is gone, so I can't test that there at the moment. It does show a decent promise. The original idea with the other kit Ferris wheel run very well, about 6 revolutions a minute with fresh batteries, and under steam power it's doing about 4.5 revolutions a minute. So there's every chance this will work under steam power. However, it seems a little bit quicker to rotate than before on the 240 volt motor, so I may change this pulley to a 3-inch just to give it there and make it easier for the steam engine anyway. So there you are, folks. That's stage 2 really. I was considering putting supports on the motor base, and I may still do that. It is a little bit wonky, but that's mainly due to the plastic construction of the Ferris wheel itself. So I may do that, but it's pretty good at the moment. So that's all for now, and hopefully next time it'll be steam power.